Good. Control for the Mount Juliet Simplex radio net. Is there any emergency or priority traffic? But if you have something we can help you with for some other reason other than a dire emergency, or if you don't have to break in at any time. For information on this net, you can see us on our website at 146. You can go to our Yahoo group at MJ_SS, or you can email me at K4PEW at Echo Whiskey at ARRL.net. We normally meet at 8 p.m. every, just as a rough number, this is about our 350th Simplex net here from Mount Juliet, but it's pretty close to that after 3 years and 8 months and a couple weeks. So, congratulations to half years, but we're doing fine. Purpose of the net is to support and train ham radio. Hopefully have some fun doing it and preparing for possible emergencies that we hope will never happen. We invite everyone's activities in support of the local community to direct the net, and all traffic should be coordinated by net control. Nothing heard. Well, the first announcement, you can either look for PEW on Yahoo. Yeah. Look it up under Simplexton. Yes, I am Simplex with a TON and N, or at what's the other thing? PINTRUS. Do the search for brain trusts, and a kind of a nice picture of me and a great picture of my wife. So anyway, let's see. Oh yeah, announcements. We got the Wilson coming up on Thursday at 8 p.m. That's tomorrow night, 147-105 with a plus offset and a L of 156.7. And then, of course, the Saturday night we have another net at the same time, same frequency here. And then, of course, let's see, on Tuesday night we've got the AA4VU repeater net from, and that's with a plus offset and a PL of 123, and that's at 7 feet. Does anyone have any other announcements? Heard. Then I'll go ahead and start the net. Sure, there's no other announcements. The Ham Quest over at the fairgrounds in just south of Lebanon, and of course we'll be there later this month, the last weekend of the month, which is the 23rd and 24th, I think. That's the get up and get ready for field day if you can and if you want to. All righty then. Any other announcements?
K1 OF.
Foxtrot Oscar, go ahead.
I want to mention something about the field day. We're hoping to have a 2-meter radio set up, and we're going to be giving a kind of a progress report on the Simplex Net, as well as the 147, 105, and we're going to be doing that. What's going on? We're going to encourage everybody to come out. So if we don't see you there and coming out to participate, we might have to call you and tell you bring up there.
All right, very good. And you're going to be doing that 2-meter thing from where now?
We're going to do it on field day. We're going to have it set up. I'll have several people to check in that Saturday night on the net from the field day where we're setting up in.
Ah, okay, very good. Okay, very, very good. John, Donnie, K1OFO, they're going to be doing it, update net from the field day at the fairgrounds. And I presume that's with the hub. Of course, you can participate with them as well. You just want to maybe contact them through their website. But
Great. So if you don't mind, I'll just go ahead and let this be my check-in for the night. We encourage everybody to come out and participate. Thank you.
Donnie, K1FO in kind of just south of Mount Juliet in Hermitage, but we'll let it go. Who else do we have? We'll stay south and south of Mount Juliet, south of I-40.
W8IFG.
Hey, I haven't heard from you in a coon's age. How you doing?
Still on the go quite a bit. Just got back this afternoon from Colorado and Texas. And just keeping busy. Lots of stuff going on with the net. How you been doing, Paul?
I've been doing fantastic. Well, really good. And good to see you're still traveling. But yeah, you have a great signal. Your antenna. Did you make any changes to that rooftop antenna?
No, no change. Just same one up on the vent pipe on the roof of the house, and running.
Ah, very good. You know, I have a little. I fool myself a little bit. I raised my antenna another about 12 feet, so the top of it's about 54 feet, and I attribute that to other people's antennas and not mine.
Well, it's either end. I'm rating you about you're about 5'7", maybe 5'8" on peaks.
Plenty over to me, so you're doing fantastic.
Very good. Well, good to hear you. Listening for a little while here. I kind of got a little bit confused. I know you switched off on Sunday night. Sunday was usually when I had the best opportunity to check in on the net. And, Saturdays don't usually work out too well. So, how about that? W8IFG, have a good net.
No, that's great, Adam. You're going to forgive me, but it's not Franklin.
Brentwood, right east edge of Brentwood.
Oh, that's right. It's Brentwood. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to think you were living in it.
Yeah, that's a whole other county over there. That's the other side of the tracks.
Yeah, I got you. Very good. That was Whiskey 8 from Brentwood, and that's Adam. All right, very good. Who else we got south of 40? Please come in.
Kilo Mike 4.
Hey, Bill. How are you doing this evening down there in Murfreesboro?
I'm doing just fine. I thought I'd let you know what 615 foot. I finally looked it up the other night.
Oh, very good. It is good to know that. It gives you a word to other people or where your antenna is above that elevation. I mean, I just happen to have a very fortunate elevation. Hard to get anybody up. Well, it's easier for me to talk to people at the lower elevations. Let's put it that way.
And then I'm about 25 foot. Where she's going to step.
Hey, Bill, you're doing fantastic. And that was Kilo Mike 4, November Yankee. I appreciate you being here. Really, the signal is good tonight. I really don't know sometimes. I'm sincere when I say this. Even though I raised it up, me to tell if it's that causes better signals, because it could just be conditions too.
I've always had a good signal from you.
All right, thanks, Bill. Who else south of 40? Please come in.
Kilo Echo 4 Sierra.
All right, hang on, Eddie. I got Larry on the line there. Larry, you sound good tonight?
Good afternoon, Paul. How's things going?
Swimmingly, as they say. It's I didn't do a whole lot today, but that's why I'm feeling so good.
All right, man. If you get on with
Yeah, and of course that's Larry, Kilo Echo 4 Sierra Yankee Victor. Remember, you can hear your signal if you look at, not to look at them, you can listen to it if you like, but that's where I see there's one person, I think, looking at it, and I'm not sure who that is, but it never matters as long as somebody's enjoying what they hear. All right, very good, Larry. Appreciate it. Eddie, I hear you in there.
you for it yet. Yeah, I had a good time at coffee the other day. Had quite a few show up. Thought I'd check in tonight. And hope everybody has a good tomorrow. Before yet.
Yeah, very good. For Echo Bravo X-ray, and he's east of Providence, a couple of miles, about 4 or 5 miles from my house. But he's always got a good, just doesn't know where his beam is given moment due to a problem with the rotor. We don't have an update on that. By the way, you need to call us about that. He said he'd be, we talked to you about fixing that thing, I think.
Yeah. I wrote that. We'll give him a call.
All righty, very good. Very good. That was anyway. I already said that. Whiskey 4 Echo Bravo X-ray. Eddie over.
KN4CCQ.
Hey Preston, how are you? Sound good tonight?
Here, Paul. Sure. Just want to jump in here and say hello to everybody on the net. I've copied everybody good so far. It's great sunset out there, but we got a lot of great looking clouds out my way there. Go ahead.
Yeah, now you tell me I can't look outside. I'm facing the west.
Yeah, copy that. Well, good evening to you, Paul. Sounding good out here.
Very, very good. Press for Charlie Golf. Did I get that right? Yeah, Charlie Golf, correct?
Quebec.
I mean, that's why I asked. It didn't sound correct. I wrote it down, and the Q looked like a G to me. All right, down in, well, you're not calling it Rockville, are you?
You can if it makes it easy on you. That'll be fine.
The greater Rockville area.
That's even better. A suburb of Possum Trot.
Yeah, exactly. Never heard of it until you told me about it. So I don't know. I'm sure there's some locals around here who know what's there, but I didn't know it. So. All right, very, very good, Preston. Who else?
Baby Bob. Kilo India 4, November.
Ah, very good, Dave. How are you doing tonight?
Well, I'm doing all right. I just got in from my return to radio a few minutes late, but got in here about time to call down.
Yeah, well, we started that way, and we're at 40. But yeah, you sound good. You're not running full power, are you?
Negative. That's 5 watts. Well, probably more like 3 watts.
Well, you're still S3 to me. Hey, by the way, anybody who wants to get on the YouTube can see my new assembly here, and why just neat. It's not having to worry about handling the microphone since it's hanging in my face. All right, Kilo India 4 November Delta November in Reedyville.
Reed check.
Okay. Okay, what you got?
A friend of mine a couple of days ago and said there was somebody that's needing some tower work, and he's been climbing towers for probably 40 years.
Yeah, have him drop me a line, or if you know Ed.
Okay, I'll just send you his contact information. How about that?
That'd be great. All right. Thanks, David. November in Re. Very good. Who else out the 40? Hello, Scott. You sound great.
So does everybody else. You raising your antenna for everybody.
Yeah. Yes. We earlier today, just to bring that up, Robin was Mobile and he was over there and he was getting kind of ratty with his, his mobile antenna. So he says, "Hey, let's go to this other repeater. Let's try this other repeater." And that one didn't sound much better. I said, "Hey, we don't need no stinking repeater."
Isn't that true? I saw something that matched Simplexton Net
On the television?
on the television. I know Deadliest Catch, and I'm just hooked on it because I like to watch the ocean spray. To another, I did a little research as to why they're using amateur radio frequencies. And one of the frequencies that they had back the ICOM was the 415.
Interesting. Interesting and sounding like it's illegal, Scott.
What are you going to do out in the middle of the Bering Sea?
Well, I haven't seen that show in a while because I don't have cable. Maybe I can find that show so entertaining. Is it because of all the salt spray? I find it entertaining because I've been in really, really heavy weather. Now, not on that Navy destroyer. And that show is just funny to me because it shows what rough weather is really like. It cracks me up because I'm not in it.
It sure does. But no, I caught a glimpse of one of the radios one night. Now, why are they using ham radios? And then I did a little research on the internet machine there, and lo and behold.
It's interesting to me because they could use it as long as it's not for commercial use, and they've got several marine channels shipped to ship and use those.
Mainly for privacy, what I was reading. You've got what now is on the and the boat can scan those and pick up anyone else seeing a little unordinary. Their odds of keeping it private is a little bit better.
Yeah, I don't know. Something though that they're using a simplex frequency for some communications to keep their fishing spots away from other people.
Somebody calling the boat a few days ago. K1S speaking.
Well, they are. I'm just used to doing that. It's when I think of course, a boat was something you could pick up and put on another ship. Would be a boat, small enough. But then they go ahead and put a destroyer.
I worked with a helicopter pilot that just got in a big argument with a Navy trying to land his helicopter on his boat. He said, he's talking to him on the radio, he said, "I'm ready to land my ship on you." "This is a ship." He said, "No, it's not. It's a boat."
Yeah, there's some interesting videos on moving ships. I don't know if they were destroyers or cruisers, what they were, but in heavy weather, it's a helicopter.
I can imagine. All righty, we'll carry on. I don't know what direction you're heading to. On SP.
Very good. That was Scott. Kilo 1, Sierra Papa Delta in Laverne. Who else? South 40, please. All right. Very good. Let's move. Please come in.
WA4ZA, Josh.
Hello, James. You sound good.
Hello. Looks like we're having some trouble with plays just for a few seconds, and then it's a still picture with a loading symbol on it for a long time. No sound.
Isn't that terrible? Sound's working. It's recording. I think YouTube has issues. I really do, because I've heard about this. I watched some of it later, I guess, and figure out at what point approximately it checked in. In your case, you could listen to it at about 21 minutes.
Well, I wonder if do you have too many things turned on in your house that's slowing down your internet speed or something?
The only thing it would be is my computer, and I'm not doing anything but the YouTube thing. There's nothing else streaming or anything like that. Sometimes has streaming, but they're watching a DVD that's not connected to the internet.
Well, this seemed to work the first couple of nights we had it, and ever since then it's been like this.
They're probably slowing me down so they can interrupt our net.
Hey, it just started up just for the first time in about 20 minutes.
Well, so you cured it. You threatened them. I see there's 3 people online now. All righty. I appreciate that, James. I will have to figure that out. Maybe I can make sure that I've got nothing else doing crazy things here. I really don't have anything else on that I can think of. Nothing, I don't think. All right. Appreciate it, though. Who else we got east of Mount Juliet Road? And, of course, that was James, Whiskey Alpha 4, Zulu Hotel India, and right in the middle of Mount Juliet. Earl, your signal dropped out on me. You were better, much better today. Well, I'm copying you on 5 watts, and you are readable, but it's pretty rough copy. It's just rough. I mean, I can hear it, and I can understand everything you said, but I knew that either you lowered your antenna or you lowered your power or something.
Okay, yeah, I'm back on the old 50 watt deal now and everything. I just thought I'd let you get an idea of where it hurt you or helped you from over here on my location of yours there. So there you go. There's the difference there. Okay.
Yeah, very good. Well, I don't know that before in previous days or weeks that I would have been able to copy you well. Even hear you on 5 watts. I'm not sure that'd be true.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I used to get reports of me being kind of well, anyway, lesser or worse report than what I got today then, so I guess it helped you out some.
Oh yeah, no, you're right now on that power level, and where we're sitting, you were at S5, S6 bumping up, and so you're doing just fine. I mean, couldn't ask for much better than that from, away out there in Noreen on the other side of Cedars of Lebanon.
Yeah, over here on the in the valley of the couple hills and humps in between us. Anyway, you're sounding good over here, Paul. Keep on keeping on with your bad self. 7-3, everyone out there on the net. We'll catch you later on when we can. Have a nice evening. KE4 or DEZ, clear.
Yeah, very good. If you think I'm bad now, you should have seen me before. Very good. That was Earl, Kilo 4, Delta, Echo, Zulu is really in Noreen, I think, just east of Cedars of Lebanon. All right. Who else east of Mount Juliet Road?
KB4 SFM.
Hey, Tom, haven't heard from you in ages either.
Just got back from a camping trip. Had a good time up there. Little rain, a little hot, but that's what you get when you go camping. I'm running 5 watts. 73 is KB4 SFM.
Very good, Tom. And that's Tom from, I think it's Possum Town, though, isn't it?
Trying and Martha, it'd be early, but I'm in between the two.
In between Possum and Martha. Now, Possum Town and Martha, Tennessee. Now, you sound good, Tom, on 5 watts. You're not too much of a stretch for me, though, being over there where you are between here and Lebanon. But you sound good, and appreciate you checking in tonight, Tom. That was Kilo Bravo 4, Sierra Foxtrot Mike over there in, I guess it's Martha. All right, who else east of Mount Juliet Road? Anybody else east of Mount Juliet Road?
AG
KG4 MIZ.
You're just laying back there on me, are you?
I figured Wes would jump in here. I just want to give him a chance to do it. Jump in here before me.
All right. You sound good, Kevin. Are you running low power tonight?
No, I put it on high. Did you hear me?
No, it was too low. What's happening? No, I heard you just fine. I had a brain freeze there for a moment. I was trying to remember what the end of your call was. I went nuts here for a second. KG4. Extra call. Isn't that terrible? I just had a brain freeze.
MIZ.
Yeah, how could I forget it? MIZ, KUI. That was the one. Yeah, no, I really did. I was consumed by being on the air again here, and I don't know why I forgot your call there for a second. It's funny how you have those little mental lapses. I guess they're called old timers.
Yeah, that's what I call it.
Very good. Appreciate your patience on that. Sorry about that. I couldn't remember the end of your call. Happens once in a while, though. In fact, I feel great that I can remember any of them these days. I'll be 69 in a couple of weeks. All righty. Thanks for checking in, Kevin. That's Kevin, KG4MIZ, and he is just a little bit west of downtown Lebanon. Sounds good, though, Kevin. All right. Who else we got east of Mount Juliet Road? All right, then we'll move around to the north of Mount Juliet, north of Division Street, north of Lebanon Road. Please come in. All right, I had a double in there, but I'll take Brent first. KB4 Romeo, Victor, Quebec. How you doing?
Pretty good, Paul. How are you doing tonight?
I am great. It's not too hot out, and I'm not sweating, and I'm comfortable, and that's going reasonably well, except for forgetting a couple of calls.
That's okay. Forgetting comes with the territory.
Yeah, who is this again? No, you're fine, Brent. That's Brent. You're doing great. Good signal in there, Brent. How's my signal to you? Do you think it's any better, or is it just the same?
No, I'll be honest with you. You've always had a good one, but it's very clear. You're full scale.
Well, part of that may be, if anybody hadn't heard, I think you already did, but I put a new Heil condenser, a dynamic mic, on here with a preamplifier because it just didn't have enough oomph in it, robustness to suit me anyway. And it seems to do much better, at least on the articulation of words. And I guess that's what people tell me, but I'm not listening at the other. I'll have to listen. How can I do this? Somebody's going to have to tape me, I guess, on their station so I can hear what I sound like. All right, Brent, I appreciate you being in there. And yeah, no, your signal sounds great. And of course, I told you I raised my antenna another 10 or 12 feet or something. So that's partly helpful to both parties here.
Yeah, it absolutely did the trick.
Yeah, I think that's as far as high as I'm going to go, though. If that's the people tell me next step's putting in a tower, and I go, well, put in the request through the XYL.
Yeah, I don't foresee that happening for me either.
No, me neither. I'm going to pass out little miniature towers, about 6 inches tall, and give them out as gifts. Very good. That was Brent, Kilo Echo 4 Romeo Victor, Quebec, and he is in the northwest part of Wilson County. Who else north of Lebanon Road? Please come in.
Kilo India 4 Sierra India Bravo.
All right, Richard. Sound good tonight. You notice any difference?
You're a little bit stronger, but something between me and you, I don't know what it is at all, but your signal fluctuates a bunch. Audio doesn't, but the signal does. I was watching the meter here just a minute ago while you were talking to Brent, and I never fail to hear you, but your signal fluctuates.
Huh, that's interesting. Yeah, you're solid S9. I do hear a slight tone on there. I mean, it's a very, very faint, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's your power supply or it's power lines, or it doesn't sound like power lines, but, just like a very, very slight tone that I don't remember hearing before.
Could be this power supply trying to give up, but that's okay. We should swap some things out around here.
All righty. Just keep it with keeps. The only thing you want to swap out is the mechanical, electrical things. Okay.
I'll do just that.
All right. Very good. That's Richard, Kilo India 4, Sierra India Bravo, just short of falling into the Cumberland River up there in north Wilson County. Who else north of Lebanon Road?
W4DBV.
Very good, Brian. You sound great.
Oh, thank you. You're down about an F unit to me for some reason, and your audio is a little lighter. I did notice your signal fluctuating like Richard, but good copy anyway. So, for what it's worth, it may be that the extra height, I don't know, maybe you're propagating over me. I don't know. With that flat takeoff angle and the height, I might be well below the main lobe.
You know, it's funny. It was Richard was saying about that fluctuation, and now the first time that I've noticed it from you, the signal was fluctuating as you were talking, and it had that flutter like it's that black helicopter's hanging over your house or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing on you as well, and have been for a few minutes.
Yeah, I think there's something going on up in our connection north to south anyway, but at least between obviously Richard and me and you and me. So it's interesting though. I had never seen your signal. I mean, it's always been a steady something, you know, when it's been good, but now it was just up and down as it was modulating. Your voice was modulating. I mean, your voice was fine. No flutter in your voice. It was the flutter in the actual carrier.
Something's going on, but who knows what. W4DBV.
Yeah, no big thing. I thought it was odd given I hadn't seen that before from your signal. All right, very good. That was Brian, Whiskey 4, Delta Bravo, Victor, also in the northwest part of Wilson County. Anybody else west or north of Lebanon Road?
Whiskey Delta 4, Bravo, Whiskey Charlie.
Yeah, how you doing, Jeff? Sound good?
Yeah, sounds good. You're awesome here.
Yeah, well, I'm always awesome to, well, just a few people anyway. Appreciate you checking in. You doing all right?
Sure. How are you?
I'm doing great. You know, it's funny. I don't know if you guys ever not that I happen to notice your call. It was one of the calls I noticed. You know that city data site that you see on the web? Have you ever seen that? That's I think it's called city-data.com or something like that. And you can look up any city in the country.
Yeah, I have seen that.
Okay. Well, I noticed this past time, I had a list of ham calls in Mount Juliet. Not that I've seen lists before, but I just wanted to cruise through it. I'm not even listed on their city data, but I happen to notice yours and some other people's.
That's cool. I'm surprised. I never noticed that.
Yeah, take a look. It's just worth a look. I mean, it's not really important, but I just thought it was funny. They don't do an automatic feed out of either the FCC or QRZ or wherever they get their list.
That's surprising, though.
I guess but again, how many people do you think are going to look there for ham calls when they can just go to QRZ or the FCC?
That's true.
All right, Jeff, appreciate you being there. That's Whiskey Delta 4, Bravo, Whiskey Charlie. He's also in the northwest part of Wilson County with a good signal tonight. Who else north of Lebanon Road? All right, over to the west of Mount Juliet. Please come in.
KM4YRF. Hello, Paul.
How you doing, Mike? You sound great.
Well, thank you. I'd like to say hello to Paula Brooks, who is listening and watching via live stream all the way from Paducah, Kentucky. Hello, Paula. Hope you enjoy the Mount Juliet Simplexton Net as much as we do.
Is she a ham as well?
No, she's not. Just a friend.
Okay, no, that's cool. But she gets to see me and not you. Well, she gets to hear your voice, but she gets to. I can mouth the words as you talk, but I think I'd be bad at doing that.
Yeah, that probably wouldn't be too good. But I just thought it was kind of cool that somebody in Kentucky was watching you on live stream.
Yeah, it is. It is always. Well, it's always cool. I get a kick out. We have, as you probably have seen on our ham videos that my wife and I produced, we have, and plus some others that I put up there. I think there's 18 or 19 or something like that. But it might even be more. I forget this because there's these videos up there. But the music videos is approximately, I'm going to guess and say there's 100,000 views from all over the world. and it really cracks you up to see Saudi Arabia, Japan, Norway, Fiji. You see all these other locations that are. You go, seriously, you're looking at this? I think there was one from Iraq.
Well, I mean, who knows? You may be the next up and coming star.
I don't think I'd count on it, but no, it's nice to see that some people enjoy what they're seeing in ham radio, at least in what we produce. I don't know that a lot of people would get a big kick out of seeing these Simplex Net, other than those doing simplex or those interested in doing simplex, and seeing it. It's relatively easy to do. Well, it is easy to do. It's just to do it consistently. I was surprised when I added it up when I said we had about around 350 Simplex Nets since we started. So I'm a little bit shocked by that number.
Well, I think the success is due to you just do a great job with the net, and everybody likes to listen to you talk.
Yeah, those are nice words. I guess I don't think of it that way. I mean, it's as you know, I can't by FCC rules be a broadcaster, and without the people on the other end talking back to me, I can't even have a net. So it's just me and all the other people, out there on the net. I used to, when I managed people, I learned early on that it was better. In fact, it was true. When I managed people, the work I get done was usually almost 99% of the time was done by other people, not me. And so whenever somebody said, "Hey, that was a great job you guys did," and I said, "No, it wasn't us guys. It was those guys in the department." And it's much better to put, the people who are participants. Well, I'm not saying they're doing all the work, but if I've got 30, 25 people on the net, and I'm one, so that's 25 to 1. So it's not, I'm 1/26th of what's going on.
Well, you make the net fun, and it's been a real joy for me.
Okay, very good. Well, that's kind of that really was my goal, is to have it to be fun and not, and congenial and welcoming to everyone who showed up. There's nobody excluded. I can't think of anybody that ever excluded somebody was, somehow extraordinarily rude or profane or, accusatory or whatever. But then it's hard to kick them off. I'm glad that hasn't come up once in all these nets, not once. So I'm thrilled. And it used to come up. In Florida, but not on simplex nets either. I heard it on, repeaters, people being abusive and weird and stupid, and people drinking on the air. And other than that, Tennessee is like the polite capital of the South, I think.
Well, that says a lot for the people in Tennessee, I would say. I've taken up enough of your time. I'll give it back to the net. Thanks, Paul.
Yeah, very good. Now, you said you're technically not in East Nashville anymore?
I'm not sure what part of town I'm in. They call this little area Bellshire, and I'm gonna have to look it up.
All righty, but anybody else who wants to look it up, it's Kilo Mike 4 Yankee Romeo Foxtrot. Have you changed it in QRZ?
No, I haven't. I need to do that. I've been putting it off.
All right, well, that way people can look you up. But he's in Bellshire. You can look that up on the web. Bellshire in Davidson County, and he's got a great signal to me. And again, I appreciate the kind words, but they also spread out to everyone else on the net who makes the net fun and successful. And who else do we have west of Mount Juliet Road?
Whiskey 4 Alpha Whiskey Echo on 5 watts.
Oh, man. Your 5 watts sounds like about 90. You know that?
Really? So it's getting through?
Oh, yeah. And I think it might be the raised antenna that really makes yours a difference, because I would have never guessed you're on 5 watts, ever.
Well, one change I just made is I had 2 trees literally almost choking this antenna. They were within 5 feet, and I just got them topped off and cut away from it.
Oh, well, that had something to do with it. You didn't raise it or change antennas or anything, did you?
No, just got all that mass of foliage away from it, which was blocking towards your direction.
Huh. Well, if it's conditions or those trees, foliage, so be it. I mean, like I said, it's difficult, as you would know. I mean, it's difficult for me sometimes. I presume that the antenna, my raised antenna, is giving it some, added receptivity. But I also when I hear somebody's others sound like you're saying at 5 watts, it's hard to imagine my 10 or 12 feet that I raised it made that much of a difference to your signal over there in Belton.
Yeah, I mean, if we were on lower frequencies, small changes like that probably wouldn't be noticeable. But, you know, up on VHF, funny things happen.
Yeah, I'm sure you're right, because I've seen it really way up and really way down from the same person, especially at longer distances. But I had a QSO, it's been a while, but to a fellow up in Kentucky, he had a beam, and he on a little tower, little beam, little tower, but he was pointing. I had great audio, really. The signal wasn't fantastic, but great audio. And as the hour wore on, late, it was probably after sunset or after sunset, he got totally unreadable. Nothing. There was nobody. It was like nobody was there at all. And I don't know that I've ever encountered that on VHF before.
Yeah, that's interesting. I just put the power all the way back up.
I'm telling you, maybe on the meter I'd be able to see it, but from audio level, if you can listen to if you go to the web and look up the link and look it up on 41, right at 41 minutes, you can hear yourself, and I don't think you'll hear it's about 40 really whenever you start, but 40 minutes in, you will hear yourself, and there's like no discernible difference.
That will be interesting because it went from 5 watts to almost 100. Great to talk to you.
All righty, John. That's John Whiskey 4 Alpha. I'm sorry. Yeah, I actually wrote that down wrong. It's Alpha Whiskey Echo. I got that right, didn't I?
W4AWE. That's it.
Yeah, I must be getting dyslexic. I had written AEW, and I said, hey, that's not right. All right, very good, John. Appreciate you being there again. John in Bellevue, Whiskey 4 Alpha Whiskey Echo, either on 5 or 100 or 90. I'm not sure where he was there, but his signal is awesome if anyone wants to listen to it. All right, who else we got? Anybody else west of Mount Juliet? All righty, then we're looking for late check-ins. Any place, anywhere, anyhow. Please come.
KE4TW.
All right. How you doing, Wes? You sound great.
Yeah, I just walked in here. Are we at the 5 watt net?
No, but that's where John was trying to work on 5 watts to me, and I couldn't tell the difference over there from Bellevue, which was, like I said, I don't know whether they're attributed to my antenna or him cutting down a tree.
Oh, I don't know. But anyway, I walked in at the right time. KE4TW.
Yeah, if you want to, you're right at 40, right at 42, 45 on the, if you look at it on YouTube later, 42 minutes and 40 seconds you might want to start. You can hear your signal, which was about an S3, but a very strong audio.
All right, I'll check it out. KE4TW.
Yeah, you really do. You sound really, really good tonight. Maybe as good as I've heard you without making, well, I don't know. It's hard to tell. We've only had that antenna up by the way, Wes was the one to help me with put the antenna up higher and get the rotor mounted and getting the wire and doing all the crazy things on a really, 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 really hot roof on top of my house. And you couldn't even, I'd sit down on the roof to do something and you couldn't do that for more than about maybe 45 seconds before you said, nope, can't sit no more. All righty. Who else? Late check-ins, any place, anywhere. West from, by the way, that's west from just a little bit, I think, northwest of Watertown, Kilo Echo 4, Tango Whiskey, India. Great signal, and he's got a little beam on a tower pointing in my general direction. Anybody else late check-ins?
AC9.
Very good. How you doing, Steve? How's your signal? Sounds great.
Oh, no, just another day. Yeah, I just turned the internet on and I plugged in the old YouTubes there. At least it's working. Last weekend it was clipping so bad I couldn't even get a signal. But how do I sound today? You're on your beam?
No, I'm on the vertical, and like I said, if you check the video at 44 minutes, you'll be able to hear that audio very well.
Yeah, there's only 3 or 4 seconds away, so yeah, you sound good. You sound pretty good, no problem. I'm hearing a couple of people, but they're noisy.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, no, like I was telling other people earlier, it's hard. I presume that the higher antenna helped out everybody, including, in terms of what I can hear, including you. And the audio tonight sounds very good, Steve. And it sounded good when you were talking, whether that was yesterday or day before yesterday, because I had the vertical up higher as of, I think, Wednesday. But you sound great.
Alrighty. Well, I'll be anxious to hear what the tally is for today. I'll be listening to AC9AM.
Well, very good. You're number 21, so thanks for checking in. Appreciate you having there. Our only out-of-state check-in. That was Steve, Alpha Charlie 9, India Mike. Who else we got late check-ins?
KG4S I was able to raise my antenna 10 more feet.
You say you did raise it 10 feet, or you gonna, Charles?
I did just now.
Oh, good. Well, you sound fine. How are you copying anybody else? Have you been on the net long?
I just got on there.
Okay. Well, how are you copying me with your raised antenna?
Full scale.
All righty. So did you ever? Well, I'm not going to ask you again. You're still working on getting parts for that tower?
My next thing is getting new coax.
Okay. Very good. All right. Well, best of luck to you, Charles. That's Charles in Possum Town. That's Kilo Golf 4 Sierra Foxtrot. I did get that right, didn't I, Charles?
It's Cotton Town. COTTON.
What did I say? Didn't I say Cotton Town, or did I just say something else?
Sound like you said possum.
It's possible I did. You're right. But it is Cotton Town, which is about, I think it's about 20 miles north of me, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we have possums here. We can call it Possum Town. I'm wondering how far I am from Mount Juliet. I think I'm 7 miles west of Gallatin.
Yeah, I think it's about 20, but I'd have to check. I'll take another look and I'll email you. How's that?
Do you still have my email, Chuck34?
I believe I do, yes.
All right, thank you. I wonder where the storms are that I called for today. I guess they happened this morning, but I think that said 70% chance. I don't know if that was this morning or this afternoon. It's pretty humid out here.
Well, it said that there was going to be some storm. My wife read it to me earlier today. It was probably, I don't know, 9 o'clock or something. She said, there's supposed to be big storms in north part of Wilson County, and I never heard them develop unless you saw them.
I actually slept in. I need to quit doing that. I didn't get up till 10:30.
Oh, it's hard to make a living sleeping until 10:30, Charles.
I've been looking for work. I've been frustrated, but once I got my CDL, I got this guy that he's wanting to get me rolling in a dump truck out of Springfield hauling asphalt. I'm really excited. I've never driven a dump truck, and I'll be home every night. So that sounds good. I hope it works out.
Yeah, I hope it does for you too, Charles. Good luck with that. All right, appreciate that. It was Charles in Cotton Town. I may have said that wrong earlier. Kilo Golf 4 Sierra Foxtrot. Good signal to me. And I'll catch you later on the email there, Charles. Anybody else late check-ins? Please come in.
Recheck.
Yes, Earl.
Okay. Yeah, I got you up here on the internet here and everything, and you being the man that you are and everything, I'll probably get a little feedback from my speakers, but anyway, anywho, it's good to see you. You got a little smoke detector going on up there on your shelf, just in case you have a little smoke blower activity going on, okay?
Oh, yeah. Well, I had several smoke detectors, extra ones, and when you're sitting, it's like you guys can figure out. And when I have, there's a laptop and 2 PCs in here, and then I got 2 mobile rigs, and then I got 2 HF rigs and some other stuff in here, and the power supplies and whatever else I have in here. And a smoke detector is essential with all the wiring and power supplies, and I just don't want to lose anything. I'd rather have a smoke detector right above the whole works.
Right, okay. Yeah, I would turn my speakers down in my, maybe I won't get that squealing thing. I just didn't know if it was one of those there nickel 95 free buy one, get one extra shipping under the shelf lights or whatever. I just thought I'd maybe give you a little chuckle every now and then. And daggone that mic looks pretty good over there. The only thing you're missing is you might want to try a foot pedal for your push the top button and every now and then while you're writing and talking, right, or listening.
Yeah, I do have a foot pedal, by the way, but you know, you have to be able to walk and chew gum to be able at the same time to be able to do that. So I have used it, but not recently.
Well, you know, you can always practice by tapping your head and rubbing your belly. That's and then reversing the thing that way. That way you can get better practice.
I guess. Yeah, I appreciate that. I was hoping people could see that microphone. Heil, by the way, has these microphones, or had as of last week. They had these on sale. They're still selling them at the major outlets like Ham Radio Supply and Gigaparts for like $240 or something like that. And Heil was selling them for $120 in case anybody's interested. So I'm not trying to sell the microphone. I just, if anybody was interested. I found the mic to be very effective, and it's convenient having it hang in the air though, rather than me either holding on to it or whatever. And Earl's right. I probably should use a foot pedal. Then it would become transparent. How you'd think it was voice operated, or I got an engineer sitting off to the left here. So, all right, appreciate it, Earl. Anybody else? Late check-ins, or we're going to go with the lurkers, sandbaggers, lollygaggers, and scanner listeners. I got all night. Wow, it's 8:51, 8:52, excuse me. I don't really have all night. But any other, just give it another few seconds here on late check-ins and lollygaggers, sandbaggers, lurkers, and scanner listeners.
K4IDC, bag and sand.
Well, you told me this week that you had gone out and bought a big bag of sand, so I guess that fits.
70-pounder.
Oh, man. Yeah, you're waiting. Well, actually, you're trying to do something different, but I always feel bad for those people when I see the floods on the Mississippi or somewhere else, and they're bagging sand. I'm like, man, that's got to be the worst job in the world.
It's not too bad rolling it out of the Home Depot on a cart.
No, but, you know, a bag of sand weighs about as much as a bag of sacrete, and those are heavy.
Yeah, about.
Yeah. All right, very good. What we've got is Robin, Kilo 4, India Delta Charlie, who keeps threatening to put a better antenna on his QTH. Still working from a Oriental model made in California, that third world country out there in the left coast.
Funny you should say that, because I'm listening to my Pandora, but you know, here in the shack, and the Mamas and the Papas, California Dreamin' just went on.
Oh yeah. It was to me it was a nice song in 1968 or whenever that came out, but I am so over listening to that song, man. And especially if I see the video. I can't stand to look at those people anymore.
Do you remember that the offspring of one of the couples starred in the old sitcom One Day at a Time?
Yeah, the daughter, and I don't remember her name, but yeah, she had a lot. Well, she just. That's what she said. I don't know. These people in Hollywood, man, they have all kinds of excitement, don't they?
Land of fruit. That's why I call it the granola state.
You reminded me, I had a camp counselor up in Canada when I went to Boy Scout camp up there, and he was my rowing, canoeing counselor. He was very good, wonderful athlete. He was from California, and he was the first guy that told me, he said, he lived on a farm. I think he said it was a farm, or he worked on a farm, one of the two. And so what kind? He says a pecan. I said, pecan? You mean pecans? I said, what? No, a pecan. I said, okay, great. And then I met another friend of mine who lived out there. He had a pecan ranch, I guess. I don't know what you call it. But it was a pecan farm with hundreds of acres of pecans because they were so profitable.
Pecans, depending on where you're from.
Well, that's why I always call them.
The marshmallow farmers have it rough too.
Yeah. Well, he's the same guy, by the way. I don't know if you ever rowed with I don't know what you call those kind of oars. You know, the kinds that just have they're not pinned into the side of the boat. They sit in the I forgot the term. So boy, I'd fail my merit badge now. You know, the kind that have the leather wrapping around the oar, and it just fits in the horseshoe, whatever you call that thing, the strap, the stirrup, that's what it is. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he would call that part of the fittings. He called it, instead of the throat, it was the throat.
Throw at.
That's what he said. I don't think he was being funny either. All right. California people are weird. What can I tell you?
That's why they're all drinking.
Yeah, I know it. Yeah, there's a lot of people fleeing the state now due to all the other crazy problems they got going on. And they're all coming to Tennessee, I think. So be careful.
For their bachelorette.
All right. Very good, Robin. Anybody else? Lurkers, sandbaggers, or virtual sandbaggers, scanner listeners, and lollygaggers. No reason to fear the microphone here on this net. Everybody's welcome. Well, very good. We had a grand total of 23 check-ins, which has kind of been our new average in the mid to low 20s, 20 to 24 or so, sometimes as low as 12, sometimes it's at as high as 29. But again, it's not, like I've said before, it's not so much important the numbers as long as somebody, and at least somebody's getting something out of it about how they can hear people and understand better how their system works in relationship, at least to mine, and hopefully into others they can either hear or not hear. And of course, my gratification comes from all of that, plus seeing people upgrade their antennas and their systems to improve their stations, because ultimately, all bets are off if there's an emergency and nobody can hear each other on simplex or on a repeater for that matter. And so it's good to see people improving their systems and more people getting out on simplex, which I think is working out pretty good after, like I said, almost 350 simplex nets. So appreciate everybody being there. And this is K4PEW closing the net. I'll be here for a little bit. K4PEW. Where am I?